Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Faculty of Science and Technology's Virtual Open Day and to the St. Augustine campus of the University of the West Indies. I am Winel Gregorio, Director of Marketing and Communications here at the campus, and I will be your host to navigate you through the proceedings today. Most of you joining us this evening are future students, but I know that we also have parents, we have guardians, siblings, and some teachers as well. I would like to give a special welcome to my UE colleagues, members of the Extended Campus Management team who have joined us this evening. Thank you all for taking the time to spend with us this evening and for giving us the opportunity to share more about this great West Indian tradition called UE. And more specifically, to share about our Faculty of Science and Technology. So this evening, we will begin with brief remarks by the Dean of the Faculty, Dr. Brian Coburn. Then we will move into learning a bit more about the faculty. We will talk about the available programs of study, some of the career paths that you can look forward to as a graduate. After this, we will transition into an interactive question and answer segment where a team of representatives from the faculty and the administration will address your questions and concerns. Throughout this session, you can submit any questions or comments in the chat. Be sure to let us know you're locked on and from where. Trinidad and Tobago, or Caribbean islands, or further afield. So let's get started. I now invite Dr. Brian Coburn, Dean of the Faculty of Science and Technology, to welcome you. Good evening, Dr. Coburn.
Good evening, Mrs. Gregorio, and good evening to everyone. Welcome to the Faculty of Science and Technology's Virtual Open Day. Now that's quite a mouthful. So from time to time, you might hear us refer to ourselves as the FST. Okay, as a sign of the times, we're meeting virtually, but we look forward to welcoming you and meeting you in person once that's possible once more. At the FST, we hope to nurture and kindle your fascination and your sense of wonder with science. That's why we all got into science. We're dedicated to providing you with a robust educational experience that lays a platform for whatever comes next. This is one of the major benefits of a science degree. With a solid foundation, you're able to pivot wherever your interests, your passions, and your actual realities take you. That reminds me of an Alvin Toffler quote that I use from time to time. The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. Lifelong learning. This is the reality of the times that we live in. We are providing you with opportunities to pursue your goals. You should acquire new skills to complement your chosen discipline, or which might contribute to the enhancement of your capabilities and adaptability in the workplace. Over the course of the next 2 hours, we hope to share some of what we're about with you. I wish you welcome. Glad to have you here.
Thank you, Dean, and thank you for setting the stage for us. I really like that quotation, so I'm hoping we can share it with our viewers in the chat. It is widely recognized regionally and internationally that science and technology, or as you heard the Dean say, FST, is critical to a diversified economy, and the sheer diversity of this faculty really brings that to the fore. So now I want to introduce you to Dr. Terry Mohammed, and he is a faculty of FST's Deputy Dean of Outreach, and also to Dr. Donna Dyer, who is a Deputy Dean of Undergraduate Student Matters. These two colleagues will tell you more about the available programs, how you can qualify, and they will also give some insight into career options, which I'm sure will be of great interest to the persons joining us on this session. Good evening, colleagues, and I invite you to share.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Faculty of Science and Technology. I am Dr. Terry Mohammed. I'm the Deputy Dean of Outreach, and I'll be sharing this presentation with you with Dr. Donna Dyer, who is the Deputy Dean of Student Matters.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Okay, so who are we? I think that's one question that you're going to ask. We are the Faculty of Science and Technology. We affectionately call ourselves FST for short. So you're going to hear me using this word FST quite often. Do not get confused. It means Faculty of Science and Technology. And we are composed of a number of different departments. We have the Department of Chemistry. We have the Department of Computer and Information Technology. We have the Department of Life Sciences. We have the Departments of Mathematics and Statistics. We have the Department of Physics, and we also have the Seismic Research Unit under our belt. Now, these departments are all connected. So even though they are separate departments, they all work interchangeably to make sure that the faculty is where it is. Remember, we are science and technology. We're not the faculty of individual sciences. Now, why would you want to choose the Faculty of Science and Technology? Well, we are one of the fastest growing faculties. In fact, our numbers are showing that we are rapidly growing. We are becoming the first choice for students. Students are beginning to see the value of a science and technology degree. Our graduates are very, very employable. Our graduates are actually preferred in the marketplace because they are very versatile. Our graduates, wherever they go, whatever company they work for, even if they work on for themselves, they always make a difference. And you can find our graduates just about everywhere, not only in Trinidad and Tobago and the region, the Caribbean region, but also you could go in any country and you'll find them, and they all make a difference. And the important thing is that it's an enjoyable experience. They have fun doing what they do. Now, science and technology offers over 45 different degree options. So you can basically do anything, all sorts of combinations. Right? Students may explore several different disciplines. Right? So if you are doing, let us say, a degree in chemistry, for example, you will also be exposed to things like information technology. You will also be exposed to mathematics, to physics, to life sciences. So you are able to accumulate a large amount of diverse skills, and you can transfer these skills into getting a job. So this makes it very versatile, and employers love that. Could you imagine hiring someone as, let's say, a chemist, and then you realize, wait a minute, you can also manage my network, or you can also help me with my environmental management, or you can also do risk management. It tells you that you are multidisciplined. You can do more than one job at the same time. So therefore, because of that, jobs in science and technology are endless. There are literally hundreds. And now if you were to do a degree in physics, for example, obviously you would be a qualified physicist, but that doesn't mean that you have to have a job that says physics at the end of it. You can do anything related to physics. You can be electrical, you can be an architect, you could go into, you can even be a pilot, you can work on mechanical equipment, all sorts of different things. So the job spectrum is actually quite wide, and it's huge, much larger than you think. So this chart here shows the top 20 jobs for 20-somethings. 20-somethings are people who recently graduated from the universities. And it shows the top 20 jobs that they can have. Right? And 16 of those top 20 jobs can be landed with a degree from the Faculty of Science and Technology. That just goes to show you how diversified that we are. This here is a survey of 1,800 recent graduates in the UK. And this survey asked them to determine what was the most worthwhile degree that they could do. And the term worthwhile means degrees that are versatile, degrees that give you a job, and degrees that were fulfilling to you. And the top 3 jobs, the top 3 degrees, chemistry and natural sciences, computer sciences, mathematics and statistics, are all from the Faculty of Science and Technology. So it goes to show you that our graduates are employable. Yeah, and also our degrees are among the most fulfilling that there are. So I'm going to hand you over now to Donna, who will talk to you a little bit about some more degrees. Donna?
Thank you, Terry. So what I am going to talk about now is the actual programs that we offer because I'm seeing here in the chat, many people are asking about the different programs, perhaps computer science, perhaps IT. And as you see here, in all 5 departments that we have housed here in the Faculty of Science and Technology, we have chemistry. So if you are interested in chemistry itself, you can do a degree in chemistry. You can do a degree in industrial chemistry. Or if you would like to have your own business that deals with chemical related things, well, perhaps you should think about a degree in chemistry and management, which is also a special option that we give. Then computer science, I saw some questions in the chat about computer science. Well, we do offer degrees, of course, in computer science, as well as computer science with management. For those of you who have an interest in actually owning your own business and finding your own solutions or finding solutions for others that have to do with computer science, with programming. Then for those of you who like information technology, which is a little different because it's not so programming oriented, you have the basic information technology degree, and you can do either major or you can specialize in information technology where you do mainly information technology courses. Now, if you have an interest in the life sciences, we do have several people interested in this. And right now, with all the talk about climate change, it is a very popular option. We have programs in environmental science, as well as environmental science and sustainable technology. And we have programs in biology, if you're interested in life, in plants, in animals, in biochemistry. Now, this is a popular option as well. For people who are interested in that side, we have people doing investigations with diabetes. Our own dean does that. And this is related to biochemistry. Not going to go too much into that myself. In mathematics and statistics, I myself am a mathematician, and we do offer degrees in mathematics and statistics, and a very popular one is in actuarial science. Then we have a degree in statistics and economics for those of you who like economics, but you want to be a person who does a job in economics. Well, you need to know statistics. So this is in conjunction with the Faculty of Social Sciences. We have this program. It's a specialized program for people who are interested in that area. Then in physics, we have a degree, a major in electronics or a major in physics, as well as another special option, which is called biomedical technology, for those of you who are interested in actually repairing the equipment that the doctors use. And one highlighted program that we have here is called software engineering. This is it's a new program, but unfortunately it's not yet GATE approved. But if you are interested in software engineering, you can ask us a question about it and we'll be happy to answer. That program is a relatively new one, as I said before. But the little asterisk there is just to say that it's not GATE approved, so just so that you know. So the question that we next will talk about is who should apply, because of course, if you would like to do a science degree, you need to know how to apply and whether you are eligible to apply and whether you should apply. And what I always say is that if you are interested in something, if you are good in something, then you should try it out. So why not? So if you are doing well in science in your secondary school, well, why don't you think about a career in science and technology? It might be for you. If you like to invent things, if you're curious, if you want to make a difference, well, this may be the faculty for you. So it's something that you need to think about and consider maybe sending an application. And what do you need to join the Faculty of Science and Technology, or as we said before, the FST? All you need really is a curious mind, but that's not enough unless you send your application and unless you have the qualifications to enter, well, then you won't be able to enter. So you do need passes in 2 CAPE subjects. You do need, perhaps you could have 2 passes in N1 subjects, and later we will talk a bit about the N1 pre-science program that we offer at the Faculty of Science and Technology as well. And as I said before, that curious mind is important because when you come to us, you need to have that to do well. And our facilities are top of the line. We have labs that fascinate. We have equipment that is modern and cutting edge. And we would like to have the opportunity to train you in these facilities that we have. So it's a mixture, as we said, of cutting edge and traditional equipment and facilities that we have on the campus. Then the last thing that I will say at this point in time is that our staff is diverse. So we have people of different ages, from different backgrounds, even from different countries. We have regional scientists who work with us. We have Trinidadians, local scientists who may be locally trained or internationally trained, but all highly qualified and happy to help you if you decide to come to us. So at this point, I'll just hand back over to Terry for him to continue the presentation.
Thank you, Donna. By the way, in case you guys are curious, there is Donna at the bottom picture that they're wearing the pink. So we're not all about teaching in the classrooms. In fact, a lot of education occurs outside of the classrooms. And this is why we are so well integrated in our internships. Many companies all over the country, sometimes international companies, have relationships with us, and we send our students to them for several periods of time. For example, one is Huawei. I know a lot of you might know Huawei. Some of you may have the Huawei phones, which I kind of like. I don't have one as yet. Okay, so we send students to China, where they are able to work with the Huawei factory plant in designing and developing communication technologies. This year we sent 3 persons to NASA. Those are 3 university students as well, where they are able to work with the United States space programs. We also send students to our local internship programs as well. So this is First Citizen. This is one of the larger banks in Trinidad and Tobago, and they take in a large amount of our interns. First Citizen takes in a lot of our computer science interns. Right? So they help with managing things like online banking and protecting your data. You know, your banking data is very valuable. And they help with designing programs that help protect them as well. And these are not all. In fact, this is just a list of some. I couldn't put all because then the slide will get too cluttered and you wouldn't be able to see them all. But this is just a list of some of the companies that we already have internships with. In fact, some of the courses that we offer, for those of you who will be joining us, some of the courses have compulsory internships, which means that you have to do an internship while you're doing these courses. So it's a great way to build experience. And when you go out to work in companies like these, you get experience that you just don't get in a classroom. Okay, so our degrees are not just classroom based. It's not just academic only. You get practical skills, you get real life exposure, you get real life experience. And that goes a very long way. In addition to our internships, we also offer international exchange programs. And the reason we are able to do that is because our degree is an internationally recognized degree. You guys know that the University of the West Indies is in the top 4% of all universities in the world. And we are also accredited. What does that mean? It means that our degrees are world standard. And because they are world standard, it's recognized by many different universities everywhere in the world. Right? And because of that, we are able to have easy and seamless exchange programs with our students. So students who are here at the University of the West Indies and are interested in, let's say, doing going to one of these foreign universities, University of Waterloo, University of Alberta, Brock University, and you're interested in going to one of these universities, all you need to do is find an appropriate degree program that is interchangeable with ours, and you can go, and the university helps you along this way. And we have an international office who specifically gets you along your way with this. So we have a number of students who have already gone on international exchange programs, and the experience from working in these different universities, different countries with different cultures, you know, it's something you don't just get anywhere. Right? So these are incredible programs, and we always try to urge our students to try and make use of these programs. All right, and our international office will definitely help you there. So we have partnerships with universities in the United States, Canada, UK, and Germany through our international office. And we welcome you to do this. All right, and I would like to hand you back over to Donna, who will tell you a little bit about student support.
Okay, so student support is something that's very important for us because students are our business at this faculty. So we have first year courses that help you to transition from high school to university. So don't be nervous if you're coming to us thinking that you might not be prepared. You will be very prepared, and we'll be happy to help you to get up to speed as you come to us. If you're having any difficulties in any of your courses, each of our departments has a help desk available to assist students who are having problems. We have peer advisors that can also help people one-on-one. Sometimes it is easy for a young person to speak to another young person. So we have some of our best students who actually volunteer to go out there and to help students, to assist them, to answer questions, to give guidance. So this is something that's quite good. And also, if you are a peer advisor, it's something that you could put on your curriculum, on your CV, which can assist you to get a job later. So it's a good thing that we offer here. We have mentorships that are available as well, and quite friendly staff. So we hope to see you here as well. And what else do we offer? This is another very important part of our program, the student clubs. Our own students form these clubs. They govern these clubs. They guide the clubs. They decide what they're going to do in the clubs. And each department has a club specialized in their own area. So in chemistry, you have this Chemists in Action, ChemIA. Then physics, you have the Spark Club, the UE Stargazers, as you have heard. We have a physics department. We also have an astronomer that's on our staff and that helps encourage students to study the stars and the planets. And in mathematics, we have the Actuarial Science Club. That's the actuarial science students who actually have formed their own club. And then we have sums for the people who have interest in puzzle solving and so forth. DCIT, and that's the Department of Computing and IT. That's the acronym that we use. We have the Computer Society for those students who are interested in computer science and applications in society and want to do something, sometimes for the society, or want to just discuss or have their own program, their own competitions in computer science and programming. Then we have Life Sciences. This is a very active club. That's the Bio Society, and they do beach cleanups. They do several different activities that interest our students. And I think they even have their own live snake. I don't know if they still do. I have a bit of a fear of snakes, but I have seen the snake. So there are several interesting things that you can find with us. Then we also have awards, prizes, and scholarships. So when you come to us, we try to help you do very well. And if you do well, we do have sponsors who offer prizes to the best students in the different areas. So why don't you apply? Maybe you will be the one who wins the prize. The best prize in physics, the best in actuarial science, and so forth. And these prizes are normally in the form of tokens or cash. So you can actually get cash prizes there. And it's usually awarded annually by the sponsors company. And some of the prizes we have listed here, the Atlantic LNG Prize, the EMA Prize, the Jiu-Jitsu Prize, and so forth. And there are many, many prizes that you can find in what we call a faculty booklet that's available online. In fact, if you just Google or you go to the University of the West Indies website, you can just Google FST faculty booklet and you will see some of the things that I'm talking about described in that booklet. So just to highlight the 70 different prizes and awards, in addition to the UE scholarships that could be yours if you decide to come to us. So we are encouraging those good students that we have out there, please apply. We would love to see your application and to see you here with us doing well. So now I will just hand you back over to Terry to continue the presentation.
Thank you, Donna. So in addition to our undergraduate program, we do have world-class graduate programs. Among our graduate programs, we have different types of graduate programs. Of course, there are MSCs, which are Masters of Science, and there are also MPhils. MSCs are classroom degrees. You have classroom sessions and you have some practical sessions, but those are what we call taught degrees. You attend classes and you write exams at the end. And some of these MSc programs are in high demand in society. Things like biodiversity, biomedical physics, biotechnology, computer sciences and technology, data science, mathematics, occupational and environmental safety and health, statistics, renewable energy technology. And that's just a few. There are actually more, and there are newer ones always in development. And these are designed not only to meet the needs of society, but you can also use these MSCs to improve your careers if you already are in a career. So those of you who are already working and you want to improve your career, you want to move up in your organization, or you probably just want to change your career completely, these are the perfect avenues for you. And sometimes if you don't just want to have a degree, what we also do are we are offering the courses that make up these MSc degrees as individual courses. So you can all now, you can now register for these courses and use them as professional development. Right? So those are good options that you can take a look at as well. Our cutting edge research is really cutting edge. This is one of the reasons why we are in the top 4% in the world. Our researchers are really world class. Our researchers publish in international journals of the highest order. Some of the work that we do, and I'll just show you a few: astronomy, we have one of the best astronomers in the Caribbean; cosmetics, renewable energy, food safety, robotics, big data, genetics, pharmaceuticals, antibiotics, microbiology, biotechnology, and it's much more. I could talk about this all day, but then I think at some point in time you're going to get bored with me. Right? But we offer a huge amount of research, huge amounts, and it's all internationally recognized. So if you want to make a difference, change the world, do something that nobody has ever done, this is the place for you. And the research and the type of research is limited to you. We don't dictate to you what we do. You dictate to us what you want. That's the type of research programs that we have. So you can select any sort of research. And if you can select a totally new level, a new type of research that we've never looked before, and we just simply add it to our list, right? We're that diverse. And as I said before, our teaching doesn't just exist in the classroom. We have a lot of internships and we have a lot of field trips. We have students who go out in the field all the time. Sometimes they go out for sampling. Sometimes they go out on field trips to industries. Sometimes they go to different countries. You know, all sorts of things. So you are never bored in a classroom. You're always going out and you're doing all sorts of different things. Quite exciting things, in fact. You will actually probably go on to field trips in parts of the country that you will never, ever have been. You probably didn't even know it existed. And you're going to find yourself there. You know, it's all new discoveries, right? And different courses have different field trips in different areas. And field trips are always an exciting thing. It gives you a chance to break the monotony, and it gives you a chance also to use the practical skills that you've been developing. So, you know, life is all about experiences. And sometimes you remember those experiences for the rest of your career, more than you remember classroom experiences. So yeah, a lot of our learning is holistic. A lot of our learning is total. It's more than just classroom, it's all over. And we even have our own museum, would you believe it? Yes, we have our zoology museum, is truly world class. We have specimen from any sort of zoological animals that exist in Trinidad and Tobago. And we also have the Banwari man, for those of you who don't know who he is, or she, I'm not sure. This is the oldest fossil human that existed in Trinidad and Tobago, and it's there in our museum. And this is becoming a national attraction. Schools come to it regularly, and it's totally maintained by the Faculty of Science and Technology. And in addition to all these wonderful academic things, you also get an opportunity to do non-academic stuff as well. So there are lots of activities that occur at our faculty. One of our more prominent activities recently is we were able to negotiate with NASA to get the rights to name a newly discovered star and planet. That competition was ran last year, and the winning names were Dingole and Ramage. So now we are permanently matched in the stars there. We also have cooking competitions for those of you who can cook, or those of you who are like me who can eat, right? We have competitions there for you, and we get a lot of our staff and students test their culinary skills. We have lectures by Nobel laureate. That gentleman in the picture there is Professor von Klitzing, and he was responsible for the new kilogram. But he didn't know there was a new kilogram. Well, blame him for it. But he was here last year. We also have symposiums and conferences on a regular basis. Last year we had the Science and Technology Week, which is a very large symposium. Thousands of people attended for 5 days. This gives you a perfect opportunity to meet industry leaders, meet government leaders, and you get a chance to meet peers as well. So you're able to do a lot of fantastic networking. We also have cricket. We love cricket here. We usually have a departmental cricket competition. And this year, I understand we may also have a student staff competition. So if you are joining us, you will get an opportunity to take out your frustration on your lecturer who said those really hard exams for you earlier in the semester, especially if you're bowling, right? And of course, we have our pet adoption drives. I mean, look at those cute kittens and puppies. Who could resist them? So we're a very holistic faculty. We're more than just classroom. We're about not just developing you academically, but we're about developing you as a person as well. And that is a very powerful thing. So now I want to pass you back to Dr. Dyer, who will take up the rest of the lecture.
Okay, so actually this is a slide that is close to my heart. We have in the middle of the slide here the first female professor in the sciences, that's Professor Judith Gobin. And that is quite something to say, because not so long ago it was not easy for a woman to do well in science. But now we have women in science. I mean, I'm a woman in science, I am a mathematician, and there's so many other opportunities for females to come and to do well and to get a degree and later to get a job in the sciences. And our faculty actually, you can see here, has a 45% male to 55% female. So if you are a young lady looking at this presentation, I hope that you will choose the sciences and you will have a very comfortable home here with us. And there are several careers and opportunities that we may have highlighted before, or we could highlight again if you do ask the appropriate questions in the question and answer section. And remember always that if you are a woman, you can do very well in sciences. This is something that I would like to highlight as well in our faculty. It's something that we consider close to our heart. So how can you not afford to be part? It says here, how can you afford not to be part, but how can you not afford? Now, right now you're talking a lot about recession and all this kind of thing, it's expensive, but this is something that's going to help you. A degree can change your life. A degree can give you a career that sets you up for life. So if it is that you're good in the sciences, why don't you consider a degree in the sciences, in technology? Consider computer science, consider chemistry, physics, maths. Consider some part of that. If you like to cook, maybe you'll be a good chemist. I mean, think about it. Think about it and consider what options we have here that might suit you. And if you are not so sure, because I saw some questions come up in the chat, there were people asking, well, can I do this? Is there someone to guide me if I wanted to do that? Well, you can email us if you have a question that we can assist you with. And the email address is listed there, the fst@sta.ue.edu. And we'll be happy to direct you to whatever site we can direct you to assist you to make your decision as to what to apply for. You can visit our website, and it's highlighted there, https, that's sta.ue.edu/FST. Remember FST, the Faculty of Science and Technology. That's where we are. We also have a Facebook page. That's the www.facebook.com/UESTA. So that will take you to the St. Augustine campus Facebook page, and there you may find more information about FST. And we also have a Twitter site here, the twitter.com/UE_St. Augustine. So I would leave you with that, and I hope that this presentation will open your eyes to the possibilities, and believe you me, there may be a career for you, there may be a job for you in the sciences. Can you afford not to think about it? Can you afford not to send an application? So I hope that we have interested you in some way. And if you have further questions, as we said before, comments, or any kind of suggestions, please feel free to email us, contact us. We would love to hear from you. And better yet, we would love to receive your application. Thank you. So I hand you back over to the chair of this session.
Let me say thank you very much to my colleagues, Dr. Mohammed and Dr. Dyer. Now, I heard some keywords about the faculty this evening. I heard versatility, I heard multidisciplinary, diversity, and possibilities. So students, I hope you have been taking notes. After that presentation, I know you have a better understanding now about the faculty, about what they do, career options, and some of the fun as well that they have to offer. So you are definitely stepping into the right direction by joining us here today. A reminder that we will be answering your questions in the Q&A segment soon, but feel free to continue sharing these and any comments that you have in the chat. I saw the Dean and some of the other faculty answering the questions in the chat. In these sessions, it's important for us to hear from the faculty and staff, but also from our students and sometimes our alumni. So what we have next is a video presentation to share with you to give you a first-hand account of the student experience.
Hi, I'm Jana, and I'm a postgraduate student pursuing an MPhil in chemistry here at the University of the West Indies. The most exciting thing about UE is meeting people from all different backgrounds. When you leave UE and start traveling, you'll always have someone on one of the islands that you know. Another exciting thing is the diverse collection of clubs and societies. There's a place for everyone here. The Hiking Club, Dance Club, African Society, the Biological Society, Society for Women, the Islamic Society, and that's just to name a few. It is a great way to make new friends and to explore your interests. It goes to show that UE doesn't solely focus on academia, but grooming well-rounded, holistic students is top priority. It is also a great way to spend your free time from 1 to 4 p.m. on a Thursday. We all know that life as a whole can take a toll on our mental health, and this is why counseling and psychological services are available at our fingertips. There are financial literacy and career advice workshops, so when you leave here, you can easily navigate into the real world. I love that the barbershop is literally a 2-minute walk from my faculty, so I can get my eyebrows done. Here we have a wide range of foods, but my favorite place to sit at is Mousie's Ice Cream Parlor. And just so you know, we have a gym here, so you can easily burn up those calories.
One of my greatest experiences at UE as an undergraduate student was most definitely the exciting research opportunity I had in my final year of study. Dr. Shireen Hack, our resident astronomer in the Department of Physics, allowed me to work alongside her and other scientists like Professor Maury Valtonen and Professor Alexander Mullery in the cutting-edge field of black hole physics. Besides just the excitement of being able to converse with these remarkable minds, I was also allowed to work on a research project that focused on the triple interactions of black holes. The university allowed me to travel abroad so that I can work with my professor and really understand and learn about coding and conducting simulations on these cosmological events that scientists have only just started to observe. My research was filled with ups and downs and all of that thrilling chaos you can expect from any scientific field. It really opened my eyes, but even more, it confirmed to me that research was indeed where my passion lay. So much so that after I graduated, I decided to pursue a postgraduate degree to conduct the same work. The new exciting things that happen in my work every single day really keeps me exhilarated and grateful for this distinct opportunity to work on something that I truly love.
Hello, my name is Untitled Chapter. and I am a senior lecturer at the University of Aruba. I am also an alumni of the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine campus, where I attained a Bachelor of Science degree in chemistry with a minor in analytical chemistry. I also attained a Doctor of Philosophy in physical chemistry. I really enjoyed my undergraduate experience at the University of the West Indies. I made a lot of lifelong friends, learned a lot of lifelong lessons, and also learned the skill of time management. Time management is very important to me. It allowed me to find a balance between schoolwork and recreation. So, to the prospective students, please try to find a balance between your schoolwork and your recreation. Time management is key. Best wishes and welcome to UE.
Kudos to our students who were well on brand as they passionately showcase the faculty and their student experiences. And students, I hope you continue taking notes. We got some tips from Mousie's ice cream on the campus to black holes, and the last one there, time management. So transitioning now, I want to share that COVID-19 has really highlighted the importance of careers in all sectors. While we as a nation in TNT and around the world grapple with the uncertainty that the pandemic has brought, our UE students, alumni, and staff have been thinking innovatively about solutions to the challenges and also conducting research that is highly relevant. It is an extraordinary time, as you heard the Dean say in his opening, to be a university student and more so part of our UE community. We look forward to welcoming you. For those of you who may be wondering about alternate routes of entry into the faculty, and for those of you who may be CSEC science graduates or sixth form students looking to improve your qualifications, next on the agenda, we have Ms. Afia Jules from the Dean's Office, and she will share with you some information on the faculty's pre-sciences program. Good evening, Ms. Jules.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Gregorio, and pleasant evening to all our participants. As introduced, my name is Afia Jules, and I'm the coordinator of the Pre-Science N1 program, commonly known as just N1. And today I will be sharing with you some information that I hope you will find useful. The N1 program is a pre-university program offered by the Faculty of Science and Technology as a stepping stone for applicants interested in pursuing tertiary education. Where are my fifth formers? This program caters to you. It caters to fifth form CSEC science graduates as an alternative to CAPE and A-level, and sixth form CAPE A-level science graduates who are interested in improving their qualifications. The program provides this alternative path for potential local and regional students to matriculate into a variety of programs offered by the UE. Applicants can qualify with a minimum of 5 CSEC or GCE O-level subjects, including mathematics and English language, as well as either chemistry, biology, or physics. One question that has always been asked is whether you require all science subjects at CSEC to qualify for N1. The short answer is no. You do not need to have all sciences at CSEC. If, however, you are interested in pursuing biology, chemistry, or physics at N1, then you would be required to have those subjects at the CSEC level. But if you're interested in doing computer science, for example, you just need to have 5 CSEC passes, including mathematics and English. It is also dependent upon the undergraduate degree program that you will pursue after. Again, if you're interested in doing a degree in computer science or the FST, you are not expected to have biology or chemistry at the CSEC level. But if you're interested in pursuing a degree in the Faculty of Medical Sciences, all science subjects are required at CSEC. So why should you apply? The more important question is, why shouldn't you apply? You can jumpstart your career by pursuing a 1-year GATE-approved program that is offered on a full-time basis. The program offers an opportunity to educate students to the equivalent CAPE and A-level benchmark, which is a matriculation requirement for entry into the UE. It exposes students to university life, allowing them to better choose their academic paths and to become better prepared for the rigors of student life. And while you're at it, why not be part of the region's #1 higher education institution? What better place to start your academic journey? The N1 program is intended to assist students in developing the skills, knowledge, and attitudes required at the university level in the areas of biology, chemistry, computer science, mathematics, and physics. Applicants are required to choose a minimum of 1 course or a maximum of 3 courses. Course selection is dependent on the faculty you wish to transition to. So, at the FSD, you are required to have at least 2 relevant courses for our degree programs. Whereas the Faculty of Medical Sciences requires 3 courses at the N1 level, specifically biology and chemistry, and any other subject. And for engineering, you are required to have mathematics as well as physics. But what do I mean when I say you can do a minimum of 1 course? This is specific to persons that have additional qualifications. We have some CAPE graduates that require 1 additional course, and those persons can do 1 course at the N1 level. However, all others are required to do at least 2 courses to qualify for entry into the university. Successful applicants pursuing courses can progress to full degrees in the Faculty of Science and Technology, Engineering, the Faculty of Medical Sciences, the Faculty of Food and Agriculture, and the Faculty of Law. Over the years, however, we have also seen N1 students being accepted into the Faculties of Social Sciences and the Faculties of Humanities and Education. This is to say that there is no limit to which undergraduate degree you can do upon completion of the N1 program. However, it is important to note that each faculty has specific requirements that must be met in order to gain entry. It is not an automatic transition. Here, I will show you the number of students moving from the N1 program to undergraduate degree programs for the 2018-2019 academic year. As you can see, the majority of our students accepted offers to the Faculty of Science and Technology, followed by the Faculty of Medical Sciences, and then the Faculty of Engineering. So here we are showing that the Faculty of Science and Technology is the #1 choice. Applications are currently open with a closing deadline date of August 28th. However, this date may be changed subject to the release of CSEC results, and I just answered a question about that in the chat. You can fill out the application form by visiting the Prescience website, and I'll ask that this link be shared in the chat for your convenience. Then you pay the non-refundable application processing fee of $90 at any Republic Bank. You then proceed to submit your supporting documents via email to fsc.prescience@sta.uwi.edu. And I'll ask that this email address, be also shared in the chat for your convenience. Please permit me to share some photos of our students engaged in laboratory exercises in our newly refurbished labs. In an effort to ensure that our facilities housing our students are attractive, clean, and stimulating, we conducted refurbishment works. Can you see the look of enthusiasm and intense focus on their faces? They enjoy being part of the program. As coordinator, I am very passionate about student success. At the start of the academic year and throughout, I encourage our students to stay focused because proper preparation prevents poor performance. I was hoping that I didn't bite my tongue there. Those that stayed the course and heeded this advice can attest to their success both at the N1 level and at the undergraduate level. And every year at our faculty's prizes and awards ceremony, we honor our top students with trophies and plaques, and even monetary rewards are given. We have a full complement of dedicated, professional, and qualified staff that are willing to work with all students to ensure their success at the end of each semester. This brings me to the end of my very short presentation that I hope was very informative. And I would like to thank you for your interest in the Faculty of Science and Technology. And I hope to have you all join us for the upcoming academic year. Please feel free to contact us if you require further information. But before I close, I would like to mention that all our applicants that applied and submitted supporting documents and are qualified will be hearing from us concerning acceptance within the next week. Back to you, Anel, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you to a very passionate colleague, Afia Jules. And now we transition to the question and answer segment. I want to assure you that we are committed, as she was saying, to your academic journey. And to that end, we are adjusting our format of some of the courses and programs overall, at the same time maintaining the quality of these courses and programs. So a couple of things we want you to note. Firstly, we are planning for a September start, but we anticipate that teaching will be done in a hybrid format, a mixture of in-person and online instruction. The integration of on-campus teaching and online delivery will vary from one course to the next. Some will be entirely online. Others, particularly those that entail physical learning or exploratory activities like lab or fieldwork, will offer a combination of online and on-campus activity. In terms of the reopening of the borders for regional and international students, the campus, like the rest of the country, continues to be guided by the local authorities on the reopening of the borders. But we will monitor how our students are affected by this, and we will keep in touch with you. In terms of on-campus activities, they will be conducted in keeping with the established COVID-19 protocols for public spaces. So we are practicing and will continue to practice physical distancing, the wearing of masks, and the hand hygiene. We are guided continuously by the advice of the local health officials, and we are very committed to protecting the health of our students, our staff, and our surrounding communities. In our chat this evening, our moderator will also place key contact information for our halls of residence, our financial advisory services section, and they are the ones who guide on scholarships and bursaries, as well as contact information for our admission teams, as well as the faculty. But we do have with us this evening Mr. Nigel Bradshaw from our undergraduate admissions team, and I want to take this opportunity to engage him just a bit. I saw some of the questions in the chat, and I know Nigel is on hand to answer and has been really answering a lot of the questions so far. Nigel, can you remind our participants of the deadline dates and the process to apply? Can I hand over to you for a bit?
Yes, certainly, Winell. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for everyone that has tuned in this evening. So happy to see 184 participants participating for this virtual event. Let me get straight into it. I am here to discuss with you the application information for persons that are doing the undergraduate application to the University of West Indies. My designation, I am the undergraduate student recruitment officer at the University of the West Indies, working out of student affairs admissions. Okay, persons, everyone, we have what used to be a 10-step process, now being a 9-step process that I'll go through pretty quickly. The first step involves what everyone will anticipate, visiting the UWI website. UWI website, you select undergraduate application if you're doing an undergraduate application, and immediately move to step 2. Step 2, because we're talking about science and everything this evening, I hope persons will give consideration to not being too technical with the creation of a login ID and a PIN. You want to have something that is pretty easy for you to remember, because every year we see perhaps 100 or so persons not being able to remember their login ID and the username and PIN. Please try to remember to use a very simple one. We move right on to step 3. You're choosing an application type. Undergraduate, as usual, as we indicated earlier, but you have the opportunity to choose either part-time or full-time. Now, I know that will raise some questions in the chat. There are programs that are part-time in the Faculty of Science and Technology. However, one of the things that the University of West Indies wants persons to know In our own lexicon, part-time refers to the total number of credits being done on a semester by semester basis, and therefore on a per annum basis. Persons that are reading for part-time study will do a maximum of 12 credits or 4 courses per semester. They can do less if they so choose, right? It does not necessarily mean that your degree will be taught in an after hours arrangement, wherein you attend classes in the evening or on weekends. Okay, so please take note of that. The majority of programs that are listed every year for undergraduate application normally come under full-time. We move on to step 4. All your demographic information, your name, surname, email address, your address, parents' names or sponsor names, guardians, that kind of stuff. Also, 2, your academic results, starting from secondary school, what you would have done if CSEC, if DGCSE, GCSE, or any of those types. The lower level matriculation is very important to enter. If it is you have done post-secondary work in the form of CAPE or certificate or diploma or associate degree, or completing pre-university programs like the pre-science N1 program, you're also required to enter that information at this stage. You move on to part 5, where it is you're allowed to choose 4 undergraduate programs in your application. These programs can be all from the Faculty of Science and Technology, or from different departments in the faculty, or from different faculties. This evening, we're hoping that the majority of persons who have not yet applied will indicate, especially in the first and second choice at least, that they will be interested in doing undergraduate study in the Faculty of Science and Technology. Step 6. Once you hit the submit button, all information entered previously cannot be changed. It will not, you are allowed to change the information if you did not reach to step 6. But once you hit submit at step 6, you're not able to change it. If you seek to change your information, you must get in contact with us at Student Affairs Admissions to indicate what must be changed. If it is a new telephone number that you wish to use, a new email address, or anything else, if a new student ID number for the type of qualification being used or otherwise, you can make those changes by getting in contact with us at Student Affairs Admissions. Now, step 7, very important step. The first of the several documents that are required for you to keep and send to us is generated at step 7, your confirmation receipt. There's a document that will come up immediately after having completed the application online that would allow for you to see everything associated with your previous application, and also to now allow you to be able to do your confirmation receipt. Confirmation receipt must be downloaded, printed, completed, and signed, dated in your name, indicating the programs that you applied for in order. It's basically a declaration statement, and it is imperative that we receive it from you as an indication that you are seeking admission at the University of West Indies for the information entered in the online application. Remember I said we used to have 10 steps, now we have 9. We have 9 because we're eliminating step 8 at this point in time. We no longer have the application processing fee for students for the remainder of the application period and at this point in time. Our campus registrar indicated on May 29th that we would no longer be requesting the application processing fee, taking into consideration the financial challenges of many of the persons in Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean diaspora and beyond, who may be financially challenged at this point in time with the immediate needs. So we removed and waived the application processing fee. So step 8 is no longer present. Step 9. Step 9 verifies that the entire application process is now online. We have set up an arrangement for you for the first time this year to scan, upload, and email your certified documents in support of your application. Now, many persons want to know specifically which documents must be certified and which ones must not. As the ones that you must have certified, I hope you listen, all your academic certificates, CSEC, CAPE, GCSE, IB, AP, BGCSE, whichever ones you're utilizing, they must be a certified copy of the original. So too, your birth certificate. Had some people asking, why do I need to have it certified? Folks, we've actually had a case where persons have falsified information with respect to certification for the sake of trying to increase the benefits that they would not have had if they submitted the original certification. So we have had to move to that step to have birth certificates and academic certificates certified. Documents that don't need certification or notarization or validation by a commissioner affidavits or otherwise, documents which already bear a signature, stamp, and date by an organization. Like, for example, if it is you're applying for something like an engineering, in the Faculty of Medical Sciences, and you have to submit the autobiographical statement, that document is signed in your hand and dated, the document is dated, no requirement for it to be certified. You have certified it by completing it, just to give an example. All right, so just to reiterate that point, birth certificates and academic certificates, copies of those must be certified or notarized before scanning, uploading, and emailing to us. And last but not least, within 3 weeks, before I go on to step 9, you see the email addresses that you can send your documents to. You can choose either one and send your emails to. Step 10, you can track your application online. Just like when it is you purchase something that you really anticipating to come very soon from Amazon or whoever is your favorite retailer online, you could track your UWI undergraduate application online and have the same level of excitement to see your status move from incomplete items outstanding to offer ready at whatever program that you're hoping for. Once you have received an offer, you click on it and then download the information, read the offer letter completely. Since people in the chat indicating that they wanted to know what to do after they have received provisional offers and have sent back the offer reply forms, please hold on to the offer letter itself and follow the directions as indicated in the offer letter. Winnell has asked me to to reiterate the importance of the closing date for applications. At this time next week, Friday, the door will be closed, just like the ark of the door of the ark was closed when Noah received the last 2 animals. We will close the door on applications for the next enrollment period for undergraduate studies. So if it is you have been significantly convinced by everything you've heard this evening, ready to make an exciting move towards studying science and technology, please follow the application process that I've just gone through. You can reach me online to get more information about the application process, especially those of you who have not yet applied. All right, and we look forward to having you very soon on our campus, late in September 2020, as brand new students in Faculty of Science and Technology. Last point I'd like to make, you heard Afia previously talking about an application for the Faculty of Science and Technology. It is a separate, for the N1 program in the Faculty of Science and Technology. That is a separate application that can also be done for students that are also applying for an undergraduate qualification for undergraduate degree via the process I just outlined. You have the option to do both applications. Some persons do the N1 application just because they feel that they may want to look at the opportunity, like packing a second parachute. You have an opportunity to spend one more year getting the grades that you need for the specific program that you wanted to get into. Okay, so that's it from me this evening. Do hope that everyone continues to enjoy the evening and everything else that we have to share with you. I will continue to answer questions in the chat area, and I look forward to welcoming all of you as new students very soon on the campus. Hopefully you will get to meet me at the matriculation exercise that will take place this year, perhaps in October, because I know everything may be delayed and pushed back a little bit. Thank you very much and have a good evening.
Nigel, don't go, don't leave our virtual stage. I want you to clarify two areas for viewers, please. For students who are writing CAPE Unit 2 exams this year and are given a provisional acceptance, when would they know that they are accepted as a student? As results for CAPE are in September, and also I'd like you to clarify the part about the processing fee, please.
Okay. A student the first thing that a student has to do that is registered for CAPE Unit 2 and has already received an offer based on a combination of CSEC and CAPE Unit 1 results. They must bring in a certified copy of their online results as soon as it is available to them. We will indicate based on what the circumstances are associated with social distancing and everything else with COVID-19 here in Trinidad and Tobago, if they should send us a certified copy via email, or if they can visit the campus at that time, because that will be in September, right, some time off. We don't know how, as Dean Coburn said, it's a very fluid situation and we're not sure exactly what will prevail then. If it is that things change, we'd allow persons to be able to come into the campus to drop off the documents. But if they have not changed at that time, they'll be allowed to email their scanned certified copies of their online results to us. Remember, the copies must be certified. You can't just take what you receive online and send it to us. We will not accept it. With respect to, can you remind me of the second question, Ronald?
The processing fee.
The processing fee was normally was $90 Trinidad and Tobago currency for persons making an application with a Trinidad and Tobago address. For students, for applicants outside of Trinidad and Tobago doing an application to the UWI St. Augustine campus, the fee is $30 US. See how good it is to live in Trinidad and Tobago? Don't let anybody fool you. Right? The situation is there's normally an application processing fee for everyone submitting an application, undergraduate application to the university. As I stated earlier, on May 29th, our campus registrant announced that based on the fact that there was an indication that some persons had immediate financial difficulties arising from the lockdown associated with COVID-19, we chose to no longer have the application processing fee in place for students doing the application, the undergraduate application. So for the remainder of the application period, no one applying for undergraduate study at the University of the West Indies has to do step 8 of the process outlined, which is paying the application processing fee.
Thank you, Nigel. Thank you very much for that. And I now call on Dr. Terry Mohammed, the Dean for Outreach, to share the floor with me as we navigate the following questions and the responses. So I want to start off throwing this at you. In terms of part-time programs, can someone working 8 to 4 pursue programs in information technology or computer science after working hours? And I think we should try to explain generally part-time and full-time as we have the floor.
Yes. So there is a difference between part-time and full-time. Let me pass this to Donna. Donna, you want to deal with this one?
Sure. So part-time just means that you do less courses. Sometimes there's a little confusion there. Some students think that part-time means evening. It's something completely different in the university. Evening students are designed for working students, whereas part-time, if you're registered as a part-time student, it just means that you do less courses. So sometimes people who are registered part-time do encounter some difficulty in terms of working hours unless they have flexible hours with their employers. So we did in the past have evening programs, but those have been phased out because there was not much interest in it. And it doesn't mean that we can't go back to that, but right now we are not offering evening university. So it's important to know that if you do sign up as a part-time student, you need to be very careful in terms of your timetable and select courses that will not clash with your working times, because we always say you need to attend your classes, you need to attend your labs, etc. So I hope that I've answered that question.
I can probably add one more point to that, in that we have had situations where we had courses where a lot of students who were taking those courses were actually employed, and we actually had the flexibility where we were able to schedule those classes after 5 p.m. in some cases. So even if you're doing a full-time degree, there are sufficient people who are employed who require specific times to do their classes, sometimes you are able to do it as well.
So it's all about communication and working out the flexible arrangements.
Yes, and UE is flexible in that regard.
Okay. The next question focuses on the PhD programs and gate coverage. Can you talk about a little more about that?
Yes, can I ask Ricardo? You want to handle this one, PhD programs and gate coverage? Dr. Clark is our Deputy Dean for Graduate Affairs as well as Innovation.
Sure. Yeah. So the faculty has a number of PhD programs coming out of all of the 5 departments. And yes, all of the PhD programs are GATE approved. And so what we do, we advise those who are interested in the research that they should have a conversation with potential supervisor and work through their research proposal and then do their application. So the short answer is yes, our PhD programs are GATE approved. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now for some program advice. I've applied for chemistry as my first choice and biochemistry as my second choice, but I would like to do a double major in chemistry and biochemistry, but there wasn't an option available for that. Can we get some clarity around that?
I think the Dean is
I'll
trying
take that one. Sure, I'll take that one. So myself being a double major in chemistry and biochemistry, you take biology in year 1 because the core is the same at year 1 for biology and biochemistry. So you register for chemistry and biology courses in year 1 and indicate your interest in biochemistry as you enter year 2.
Okay. Understood. Now we're on to actuarial science, and the question is about gaining acceptance into the field, actuarial science. Can we talk a little bit more about that?
Yes, I'll ask Donna to handle that. Donna is a mathematician, and that is actually right up her alley.
Yes, that's right up my alley. That's actually my department as well. So the question was about actuarial science, if I understood correctly.
But how competitive is it to gain acceptance?
Okay, so it is quite competitive because what we say, our entrance requirement says that you must have what we call up to a 3. That means that you have to get at least a 1 and a 2 in CAPE Unit 1 and Unit 2 pure mathematics. Now, we did have a relaxation of our matriculation requirement, and everybody does know about that on the news. It was stated in the newspapers that the matriculation requirement states that with 1 unit passed in the 2 science subjects that were required, you would enter into the program of choice. But in actuarial science, because there's a stipulation that both units are necessary, and so you must either get 2 1s in Unit 1 and Unit 2 pure mathematics, or a 1 and a 2. So it could be a 1 in Unit 1 and a 2 in Unit 2, or vice versa. And that's in CAPE pure mathematics, as well as an additional CAPE science subject. So it is not that easy to get in because of that, because some people, I don't know why, because I am a mathematician, I have no fear for mathematics, but some people do. So it depends on your pass, mainly in CAPE pure mathematics, and whether you satisfy the overall requirement. So when students do have good passes in CAPE pure mathematics, they are eligible for entry into actuarial science. And if you indicate that this is your first choice, we would give you the appropriate offer. So I hope I've answered the question.
You have, but staying on the topic of mathematics as you raised it, I want you to talk about career options if someone pursues a master's in mathematics. Can you talk about that a bit more?
Certainly. So most people who pursue masters in mathematics, it's because they have an interest in research work. So typically, someone who does a master's in mathematics is interested in teaching and research at the tertiary level. And this is a start to their PhD. If you did have more of an interest in terms of industry and you were interested in more data collection and analysis, it would more be statistics that you would focus on as a master's degree. And if you were interested in industry, that doesn't mean that you can't do a master's in mathematics. It's just not the typical path. So I don't know if that assists in understanding.
It does. Okay, thank you for that. And I don't know who you would want to share this with. Transfer acceptance from another UE campus. If you get accepted to a faculty in Mona or Cave Hill, but you don't and can't go there anymore, can that acceptance be transferred to UE St. Augustine, or do you have to redo the entire application for UE St. Augustine?
Okay, that's a tough
Admissions, you'd like to?
You have someone from admissions?
We do. Nigel, are you still with us? Nigel? I'm not sure if he's still with us. I don't know if the dean can take this question.
Yes, Manel, I'm here. Sorry
Okay.
about that.
Did you hear the question?
Yes, repeat it for me, please.
It's about getting accepted from a sister campus, Cave Hill or Mona, and they're not able to go there anymore. Can they transfer, or do they have to redo the application entirely?
If they did not do an application for the UWI St. Augustine, but did one for Cave Hill or for Mona or for the Open Campus or for the Five Islands campus, and they're no longer interested in going to one of the other physical destinations and want to do it here, they must have submitted an undergraduate application here at the St. Augustine campus to be considered. They cannot just transfer the information. They have to do the application using our website and everything else.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. And Dr. Mohammed, I know you addressed this, I believe, in your presentation. Perhaps our viewers may have missed it, but can you talk about accreditation and if the attained degrees are recognizable throughout Canada and the US, please?
Yes, because we are an accredited institution, our degrees are recognizable globally. Not just Canada and the US, but all over Europe, everywhere.
Okay. And I have a specific question about what type of computer processors needed for a computer science student enrolled in that program?
Well, you don't actually need to have any special computer processors because it's not really required. You can work at the department. The department has its computer labs that will be able to handle that. However, if you want to have your own private computer where you can work at home, we can guide you along with the details. So when you register and you go into the courses, we can give you specifics of what you need.
Okay, thanks. And now for some program advice. What are some master's program a person can read for upon completing the BSc Environmental Science and Sustainable Technology? I know that the MSc Renewable Energy is under the physics department, but would a person be able to read for this master's program upon completing the specified BSc Environmental Science?
Can I ask Ricardo to take this one?
Yes. And definitely students graduating in the ESST, they can apply to do the MSc in Renewable Energy Technology. Actually, there are some students who have done the ESST BSc and have come on to do the MSc in Renewable Energy Technology. Further to that, students who would have done the BSc in Environmental and Sustainable Technology can go on to do the two MScs in the Department of Life Sciences, one in biotechnology and one in conservation. Also, one can also look at the MSc in Occupational, Environmental, and Safety and Health at the Department of Chemistry. As well as one, if one doesn't want to do a taught master's, one could also consider, if one is so interested in research, and have a conversation with proposed supervisors in the relevant departments. But directly with respect to the MSc in Renewable Technology, yes, please do either contact the Department of Physics and or make your application. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Dr. Mohammed. Now, again, with a BSc in Computer Science and Management, how many people in a year usually graduate from this program?
You're asking numbers? Numbers. Donna, do you have any of those numbers around?
I don't think I would be able to answer that question.
I'm sorry, just to be clear, what program was it?
Computer
Science and Management.
Computer Science and Management.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, off the top of my head, I don't know. It's somewhere between 5 and 10 though.
Okay, I think that's a good gauge. Now, attention to our student support. We have questions every night as we do these sessions about the support services from our campus. And we have with us this evening the Manager of Student Services from the division, Ms. Kathy Ann Lewis, and I know she's eager to share about some of the services that they offer. They have a huge division, and I hope she can share the breadth of services they have.
Hi, good afternoon to everyone, our potential students. Thank you for logging in with us tonight, and we are indeed looking forward to see you come September, whether it be face-to-face or virtually as we are doing tonight. The Division of Student Services and Development, we work in tandem with, in collaboration with the faculty to offer all our students the non-academic support that they need while they are enrolled at the St. Augustine campus. What services are these? Well, we have 8 units within the division that you can tap into, and the research actually shows that students that are engaged, students that are involved on campus are more likely to have an enriching experience and are more likely to succeed at university life. So the first department I would want to tell you about is actually the head of Division of Student Services and Development, which is the Office of the Director. And the Office of the Director, which is headed by Dr. Deirdre Charles, I'm certain you'll meet her because she engages with students pre-admission and even upon graduation. So you will definitely meet her. The Office of the Director offers the strategic leadership for all the departments under the division, but very, very important, the Office of the Director is responsible for your orientation and student transition services. So the issues that you may have transitioning from high school, from secondary school into the university, there are a number of transition programs that are facilitated by the Office of the Director within the division that will cater to those needs, because we want you to have a very smooth transition. It's not always going to be easy, but we lend the support in order for you to have that transition. We also have the Counseling and Psychological Services Department, and this department offers support for all your psychological, mental, emotional needs. The day that you're up, the days that you're down, they offer the services. It's free of charge. You just make an appointment with counselor at sta.uwi.edu, and you can make an appointment to speak with one of the counselors that we have on campus, or you can visit them at the office to make an appointment. They also offer a number of wellness initiatives throughout the academic year. Then we have, of course, Ms. Gregoria would have mentioned, we have our financial and advisory services. And this is the department that is responsible for a number of initiatives, including your undergraduate bursaries and scholarships. By the way, students, it's still open. You have until July to apply. So I want you to go ahead, go on to the UE website. The applications are there. Please, there are a number of scholarships that are set aside just for you. Please go ahead, apply for the scholarships. And remember, we are waiting to support you. They also offer a number of programs that you will learn about when you get into the university, including Adopt a Student, which is another financial initiative. But we want you to be financially healthy post-university. So financial advisory services also facilitate financial workshops on planning for your financial future while you're at the university, upon graduation, when you go into the world of work, and after. We have the Guild of Students, and students become involved. Remember, involvement is one of the ways that increases success. Become involved with the Guild, become a leader, hone your leadership skills. The Guild has a number of programs. You would have seen the department speak about their student groups. Become involved with one of the student groups. Become a leader. Ask the dean, ask Dr. Mohammed about starting a new group in which you have an interest. That's very possible. Become a part of the Guild and show your talent, yes, and your leadership skills. We also have the student activities and facilities and commuting students. So those commuting students, those who choose not to live on campus or because of different things at home, you cannot live on campus. We have a department that's gonna help you become engaged. We have a department that's gonna help you become involved. We have a department that's gonna help you feel as though you belong at the St. Augustine campus. So you don't have to be afraid. We are there to support you. All the student activities as well, the food court, they are under the student activities and facilities management. We also have, under the Division of Student Services and Development, your home away from home. The whole life. I know you'd have heard a lot about it. The excitement, the whole concerts, the sales, the sports days. Students take the opportunity to learn from other cultures, from other students, learn other experiences, develop as a holistic individual by becoming involved in whole life. If you have not yet applied for Hall, I can give you an email address if you have any questions. It is uehalls@sta.uwi.edu. And Mr. Kevin Snacks is always waiting to answer your questions. Then we have the Student Life and Development Department. That department has a number of functions. One, they offer academic advice. So students, if you enter the university, you're having any issues, as I said, we will support you. Student Life and Development offers academic support. They actually offer peer-to-peer tutoring. They facilitate workshops on time management. They facilitate workshops on study skills. So all you have to do is reach out to the department. We are an inclusive and accessible campus. So students with disabilities or any academic support you need, we are there to assist you. This department also works with mature students. They offer programming for mature students, transition programming for mature students, and they attend to their needs, they attend to their questions. Students with disabilities, they offer support, peer-to-peer support. This department offers a lot of peer-to-peer support to the students that enroll. And I want to give you, the manager is Dr. Jacqueline Huggins, and I want to give you that email address. It is sld@sta.uwi.edu. And finally, to run along quickly, there's my department. There are 3 units under my department, which is the careers, co-curricular, and community engagement. And while Dr. Mohammed was speaking, he would have spoke about your adaptability, your flexibility, your versatility. This department helps you to develop a complement of professional skills, competencies, knowledge, experiences, and abilities. There were a number of questions centering around what I can do with a major in biology, actuarial science. One of the things we do is that we offer a career assessment. And that assessment evaluates you in 4 areas: your skills, your interests, your values, your skills, and it matches those assessments and tells you where best you will fit with your degree. If you want to pursue a minor or a double major, it can also assist you with that. It can also assist you with options for masters. If you're thinking about a particular career, it will guide you into what master's program at the Faculty of Science and Technology you should be considering. And based on your assessment, it will then give you a number of options. So if you notice in the chat group, I also said it's very unique. Career advising and counseling, it's unique and it's strategic. It's geared towards you, the individual, and it's going to generate that information for you. We also offer co-curricular programs. So you can be certified in any of the Microsoft Office suites. You can be certified in defensive driving, first aid, CPR. You can also do a number of other programs, including the basics of steel pan. We have a number of courses that we order, co-curricular courses, and this is to promote a balanced you. We want you to develop as a holistic individual. Think about the university as helping you develop holistically. There are many parts. So you must engage with your faculty, in this case, the Faculty of Science and Technology, but you must also engage with student services and development because they have a strategic role to play. Yes, and then we have the community engagement unit where we look at engaging students in the community. If you want to volunteer, if you're civic minded, you wanna gain some experience, and it's very important to be out there and volunteer. It helps you develop skills, students, you won't regularly know that you have, passions that you won't have discovered otherwise. So in a nutshell, that is the Division of Student Services and Development. If you want to do a career assessment, just email, I put it in the chat as well, career.place@sta.uwi.edu. And remember, at every stage of your enrollment, the Division of Student Services and Development, we are there to support you from orientation and transition to graduation and employment. We are there to support you. Thank you so much, Winnell.
Thank you, Kathy. And that was a very passionate description of the services. Inclusive and accessible is what I gained from it. And a good segue to the next question, Dr. Mohammed. Where can you find FST alumni? I know we dealt with it in the PowerPoint presentation earlier, but persons may have jumped on later. So could you give us a synopsis of some careers or areas?
Well, you can find FST's alumni in just about every industry, every company that you can think of. We're all over. We're in regulatory, we're with the government as well, we're with the United Nations, we're all over. But in terms of different types of jobs, that's a very wide area. Is there a specific area that they would like to find out in particular?
No. So perhaps you can give a broad.
Okay. I'll speak particularly for our alumni. Our alumni could be found just about in every industry. A science and technology degree allows you to fulfill many positions in many industries. And if you were to go in just about every industry in Trinidad and Tobago, from the manufacturing sector to the oil and gas sector, to the construction sector, you will find science and technology degree graduates there. You will also find them in regulatory jobs, working with various ministries, working with various academic areas, teaching, schools, production. We even find them in the agriculture sector, in food science and food safety as well. There's a very wide range. But that's why I tell you that science and technology is applicable in just about every single thing.
Endless possibilities.
Oh yes, it's endless. The limit is you and your imagination.
Okay. Well, I know you may want to throw this next question to Dr. Dyer because I know she referred to it earlier. What is the gender balance like in the faculty? What's it like for an aspiring girl scientist like me? Sorry about that. What is it like for an aspiring girl scientist like me in a faculty? Some people say is male dominated. I know you had a ratio up in your presentation earlier, so perhaps you can tell us a little bit more.
That ratio that we had up was 55% female. Now it varies across departments. For example, in my particular department, I also work in the Department of Mathematics and Statistics. There you may find more males than females in terms of students. But in most of our other departments, I believe the ratio may tilt a bit towards female because the overall number is 55% in terms of women choosing to do science subjects. So if you are a woman and you are interested in science, we really hope to see you there because there are many of us.
Good. And this may be a question for Nigel Bradshaw. If I'm unable to attend this year, I submitted all of my supporting documents and was accepted. Does the faculty hold my spot for the following year? I don't know if the dean or Nigel Bradshaw would want to take this question.
Dean, you want to take it? I know it's kind of specific to the faculty.
Yes. Would you like me to repeat it?
Well, typically we are not at capacity in most of our programs. So I would need some specifics in order to give an accurate answer. So for example, if you're interested in biology or biochemistry, or any of the chemistry programs, for example, we currently don't have caps in those areas. So if you were accepted this year and you, for whatever reason, wish to defer to next year, it's pretty sure that you would be accommodated. For the very competitive programs like actuarial science, there might be a problem there. Maybe ESST, we might cap there, but I'm not sure. And the conditions vary as well from year to year. So I would need to know what specific program was being asked about. And we could direct a question to the admin assistant in that department to make sure we get an answer.
Okay, thank you, Dean. Another one seeking clarity. Can a student apply to FST after studying for 1 year abroad in a similar program at a foreign university?
So typically where, we have MOUs, Memoranda of Understanding, with different universities abroad across North America and elsewhere. And we would require a transcript of whatever program had been followed and look for equivalencies to match up what has been done with what we offer here, so that we could then determine what a student might be exempted from in our program, or what courses they would need to do in order to have the competencies required to do our advanced courses. I'm saying advanced courses, I'm teasing out year one, we do introductory courses. So this would have been whatever introductory course was pursued at the other institution, and then coming in, whether you'd be able probably to do a mix of introductory courses and advanced courses, depending on how many equivalents we could identify.
Okay. Thank you. And as we are at 7:45, we are winding down the session pretty soon. So I ask, if you haven't put your questions in the chat, please do so now. We just have a few more minutes to ask our panel. Dr. Mohammed, I don't know if you have anything you'd like to share before we wrap up this session. Any closing comments, you and your colleagues, before we go to the Dean?
Hi, Vanel. Yes, I would like to add maybe one or two small points. One point is that, if you have a good idea of what career you want to have, then, we can help you forge the best path and the most effective path to reach there. But many of you may not have that, that clarity as yet. Some of you are still, thinking about what choices to make in your careers. And if you're not really sure, then when you join us, what happens is we expose you to so many different areas that you must find a passion for at least one of them, right? And we have many people who come into the faculty, thinking that they love a certain discipline, and then they realize that there are other disciplines within the faculty that they prefer, and they want to have a career in that. I mean, who wouldn't want to have a career in something that you love? Right? So when you are at our faculty, you get a chance to look at all these different things, and you can actually get the one career that you're passionate about. Another thing that I want to mention is that there's a lot of careers available, but there is also the opportunity to be your own boss as well. And we've had a lot of graduates who went on to open very successful businesses in many, many, many areas. Some of them have opened labs, and they're going into dyes and colors, paints. They've gone into cosmetics. They've gone into manufacturing. They've gone into all sorts of different things, right? So that's always an option. I mean, we would like to encourage people to look at the one that fits you the best and find the most successful one. So that's what I have to add. I don't know if anybody needs to add anything.
Yeah, let me just add to that in addition to what Dr. Mohammed outlined, we also offer internships that give you the opportunity to dip your toes into the working world, dealing with real world situations and actual challenges that are faced by employers in different fields: comp sci, chemistry, environmental science, some of the laboratory sciences, so that you get experience to find out, well, yes, I really am passionate about this after all. There's also the opportunity to find out if you have the capacity for research in some of our undergraduate research projects. And some students get the opportunity to work alongside our graduate students to really get a feel for what research is like. So yes, you have opportunities for exploring your passions and figuring out what you really want to do with yourself.
Dean, as you talk about your passions and exploring it, can you share with our viewers a little bit about your specific research? And for those persons thinking about postgraduate work, a little insight into your specific area?
Really put me on the spot here, Mrs. Gregorio. Right, so my background is chemistry and biochemistry. And I was always interested in carbohydrate metabolism and enzyme biology. And that took me to a research lab at the University of Chicago, where I looked at an enzyme that was important in glucose-stimulated insulin secretion. At that lab, I also got interested in genetics, the genetics of diabetes to be specific. Dabbled in that for a while, came back to Trinidad and continued some of that work, also working on some other enzymes. But my work in diabetes turned towards developing some non-invasive techniques for assessing individuals' capacity to metabolize glucose. Now, all this from a background in chemistry and biochemistry, it's essentially biomedical research. Entirely possible. I've had 3 PhD students and 3 MPhil students complete work roughly in these areas. As a nutshell version of what I'm doing. One more thing, maybe I can add that non-invasive mechanisms of determining your capacity to metabolize glucose. This draws upon analytical chemistry married to biochemistry. So, which a lot of people will find that once you start to approach a research problem, these walls between chemistry and physics and biology begin to break down. And you see there's only a question of competencies and techniques that you can apply to the research question. Oh, and math. Biology students love to run from equations, okay? Whether they're chemical equations or mathematical equations. I just want to say that math competency is never wasted. It's always, you're always going to find a use for competencies in mathematics. Thanks, Jay.
Thank you for that. I'm sure our viewers are enlightened. They get a little more insight into the particular research area. Thanks for that. And as we sort of wind down, I call on Dr. Dyer. I don't know if she has any closing remarks or closing words, anything she wants to remind. I know in the beginning she had a tagline that she created. I even wrote it down for our next possible marketing tagline. Can you afford not to?
Yes. Well, we certainly hope to see many applications. I've been seeing several questions in the chat asking about our entrance requirements. Those are listed online. If you do go to the university website and you just enter in the search window, you enter FST faculty booklet, you will get a whole book full of our regulations and our admission criteria. And it's very clear, stated there, exactly what you need to do to be able to come in. I've seen a lot of questions too about how long it takes. Most of our degree programs do take 3 years. Some students take 4. And all our programs except for software engineering are gate approved. So that's the good thing for those of you who are Trinidadian Tobagonian trying to apply to come to us, we would love to have you. And if you are regional or international students, we would also love to have you. Unfortunately, if you are international, you may have to pay a little more in terms of tuition fees. But I hope that that's not an impediment, because it really does help to have a degree, especially now, to be able to get a good job. And we believe that our degree programs prepare you to get a fantastic job. So we hope that you have been enlightened by the session, and if you do have questions, we look forward to receiving those questions. We put up that email, the FST email that we had mentioned before. I hope it is highlighted again in the chat there, so that students who have been asking if they have questions, they can send an email, and later we will get back to you with answers. So that's all I have to say.
Just two things to add onto that, Donna. So with respect to finding a job, as Dr. Mohammed had pointed out, there's also a greater trend these days in students leaving with a science degree, becoming an entrepreneurial. We have graduates who have started a wine label. There's and I mean a high-end wine label. And I won't call a name. I don't want to give away any free advertising here. And there's also someone who started a juicing company on the basis of a science degree, on the back of a science degree. An analytical lab. There's still a shortage of analytical labs. For example, someone wanted to measure THC. Let's say people have been indulging a bit too much in the herb, and either the employer or the TTPS needed to do an analysis of the blood content of THC. We have a shortage of capacity to make such measurements. There are opportunities to create your own employment, not just to look for a job. That's one thing I wanted to say. And the second is that it's being projected for the future that most people entering the job market will need to be able to maintain some agility and flexibility. So you need to ensure that you can upskill from time to time, and that you don't take too narrow a focus too early in your academic life, but that you remain flexible. Thank you, Chair.
You and any closing words for us on the postgraduate side? I don't know if Dr. Clark is able to share some closing comments with us.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, sure. As the Dean said to you, that we need to be flexible in terms of retooling, and what the faculty has been doing, and we're going to do more of it, is providing the opportunities for those who want professional development and want to improve their skills and competencies in certain areas, is that we are offering single courses, and then we're going to start to put them together so that it would benefit you with respect to your career advancement and with respect to you developing your skills and competencies with these taught masters courses. And you can, you can also use these taught masters courses, of course, within a time period, if you wish, to enter into the master's program itself. So that's one opportunity in developing, for you to develop your skills and competencies. And also, please do know that most of our MSCs are GATE approved, and therefore, in these times, one can take advantage of that, in that our MSCs are, most of our MSCs are GATE approved. Thank you.
Thank you for that. And I see a hand from my colleague, Kathy Ann Lewis from the DSSD. Closing
Thanks, Vanel. I just wanted to add something to the Dean's point about flexibility and entrepreneurship. Within the DSSD as well, we also facilitate workshops and sessions for all year groups on entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial thinking. So if students are so guided, even if they do not think about it in their first year, but in their second year, as the dean said, they began to fiddle around a little in different programs and different courses, and the ideas begin to develop. We do have sessions that's going to help them with concept development, business plan development, taking it to the market. So at UESTA, the sky's the limit. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. I'm writing down all these taglines for our next recruitment campaign. Thank you for that. And so thank you to our Dean, my FST colleagues, and to all participants this evening. There were a lot of great questions being asked, and I hope we were able to address all of your concerns. After this session, you will receive an email from us that will share contact information for the faculty so that you can liaise with them directly if there's anything additional you would like to find out. And if you're interested in learning about any of the other faculties of the St. Augustine campus, we invite you to join us at the remaining virtual open days that we have coming up. I should also add that we had quite a few open days preceding today's. So if you are interested in the other faculties, feel free to drop us an email and we will share the recordings with you. But to come, we have Faculty of Medical Sciences tomorrow, Thursday, July 2nd, Faculty of Law, Friday, July 3rd, Faculty of Humanities and Education, closing the curtain on Monday, July 6th. And you can find out more about these sessions at our website, www.sta.ue.edu/virtualopenday. Once again, thank you for being with us this evening. Dean, do you have any final words before we close the curtain on the session?
Just to thank you for being such a wonderful hostess. And also thank you to my fellow panelists from within the faculty as well as from DSSD and from admissions. I thought most grateful for your professionalism and support. I just want to add as we go that this is just the end of the beginning, and that there are many opportunities to interact with staff from the faculty and at the university to ask in-depth questions. Some of these questions need a sit down so that you get a really robust answer and not a rush job. Some of them are not conducive to one-line answers or even a paragraph. So please continue to ask your questions and continue to seek interaction.
Thank you. So viewers, it's been a pleasure to host you. Look out for an email from us where we will share the recording, as I said, from this evening, and we will direct you to some additional resources. All of us, all my colleagues and I, we look forward very much to welcoming you at our campus this September. And so as I close, we invite you to #BUE. Good night.